everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stardom Review, a bi-weekly, now weekly, temporarily weekly review where we review the Stardom Wrestling company, I guess, in Japan. I am your Melball. That is your Andre over there. Andre, how are we doing today?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. I've had a very busy week, but I got to watch some great Stardom. Missed a few matches from these cards that I had to skip a couple just for life got in the way. But I watched the most important matches we needed to watch. Got the endings for a bunch of others. So I had a great time watching professional wrestling right these last little while, and we come to an end of this tag league, this wonderful Goddess of Stardom tag league.
What a ride this has been for us, and this being our first tournament that we've gone through with the Goddess of Stardom tournament together.
Oh, I was gonna say,
together.
I thought you meant our first Stardom. I was gonna be like, isn't this the second?
Our first Stardom tournament together.
Well, second Stardom because we had the 5-star, but yeah.
Our first Goddess of Stardom tournament.
Yeah.
Come on, let me get the sentence out. This is the first tournament that we've gone through like this together, and man, what a ride it has been! And to go and turn and hand in hand with the NJPW World Tag League, the Super Junior Tag League as well, we have been subjected to some incredible tag team wrestling this last little while. Without further ado, I think we should get in to the matches that we are talking about, my friend, because this was an incredible final. I want to get to it, so let's talk about it.
All right, so yeah, the 12th annual Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Tournament, and we have said this whole tournament has been absolutely phenomenal. There has not been a show that has disappointed me, and these last two nights did not disappoint me. So we start on the December 3rd show, the second to final night of the tournament, and we start in the Red Goddess division with their first match of the night, Peach Rock taking on Oedota's Black Desire, which is Mayu Iwatani and Momo Kohgo taking on Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid. So I write a lot of shorthand. I'll use like the shortest part of everybody's name or a short little nickname, or like Starlight Kid I write SLK for. For this match, I actually had to write Kohgo and Watanabe. And Watanabe is much longer. And I'm like, oh, more typing. It just, when it's shorthand, it makes everything easier, right? So it's just like, oh, I got to write their full names in this one because there's two Momos. But I had a great time watching this match. All these teams were both these teams were so good. And Black Desire has really made a comeback in these later shows to really bring themselves back into contention, to get themselves close to being still relevant in the tournament. But like great spot. There's the sorry, I pull up. There's there's a double. Where the heck is it? I can't remember it. I'm looking at my notes, but it's just hard to find. Oh yeah, there was a spot. Momo Kohgo got the double. They got the drop kick, and was it to Starlight Kid, and they end up double 619ing Starlight Kid. In the ropes. I love it when they do the double 619. I find it very impressive that they don't end up like tangling up with each other, like with their feet. It's like to connect the move like that. Yeah. It was actually a really nice Momo Kohgo hit a really nice SIE DDT, or the standing sliced bread, assisted by Mayu Iwatani. Like very good. Not quite at the level of Robbie Eagles, but getting there. But yeah. In the end, Momo Watanabe hit the Uranagi onto Kohgo, and Starlight Kid gets that twisting frog splash, but only gets two. So she headed up to the top rope, hit the top rope moonsault, and gets the win. Black Desire gains another 2 points and trying to keep themselves relevant in this tournament.
You know what? I don't know that I actually took notes for this one. I'm not finding them in my notes. I'm not going to comment on something that I can't find the notes on, but I'm just going to take your word for it that this was a good match. I haven't been feeling well the last couple of days, so again, I'm not really recalling anything particular from this match, so that's probably a good thing. That probably means it was a reasonably good match and probably not a crappy one.
Yeah, because unless like something spectacular happens on the good,
Mhm.
the good, it's in there somewhere, but it's hard to find. But when it's bad, you always remember the bad. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely great match. And Peatrock getting off to a bad start on their night because they still have a second match to go on this show. So already 0-1 on the night, which ain't great. So we move on to the Blue Goddess division. You have the team of My Hemis, Maika, and Himeka taking on the team of Waka Wild. Waka Sweet. I can't. How that guy? I can't say.
Tsukiyama.
Waka Tsukiyama. I still don't agree with that.
That was good. That was perfect.
I don't agree with that. And Saki. Really good match. Waka again. I think it's just the story of this team. Waka is the one in there for 85% of the match for her team. She's really working, and Saki is the one making the saves a lot. She's really saving Waka in a lot of this stuff. Great spot with Himeka getting the rising knee strike to Waka and just smashing in the face, and then just pulls this like that high angle Boston Crab, and then transitioning into the single leg. I really like the smoothness of how she does it because that high angle Boston Crab is really nice. Then she just like drops down nicely into the single leg. It's a very smooth transition. Himeka with a great torture rack, but Saki ended up breaking it up, and Waka got a beautiful bridging tiger suplex for 2 on that. Like very smooth, very smooth. Like you see people hitting like, especially a bridging tiger, they don't always land. Like your opponent, when they land, they sometimes roll because they're landing on their shoulders and upper back. They sometimes land and kind of turn, but to keep her like steady in that bridge looked really, really good on both ladies in that one. In the end, Himeka got the high angle Boston Crab into the single leg crab. It was on Waka and then went back into the high angle crab again. Like she was in the single leg crab, then pulled her back up and then got her back into that high angle crab where she's like standing, half standing, and like really like she like Waka's like the Waka's like in like an angle like this. It's kind of insane. And Waka ended up tapping out to give the win to My Hemi to put them in a very strong position going into the final night.
Not going to complain about that. Of course, My Hemi, Maika, my girl crush within Stardom. But you're absolutely right. The story in this was definitely, I feel, the story between Waka and Saki, that kind of, as I always have been saying, that mother-daughter or sister-sister kind of camaraderie that the two of them have been using, where Waka's just giving her all. It's just not quite enough. And then Saki kind of comes in, and that was enough it needed. Very, very fun match. You know, I do appreciate the ending, as you said, with the crabs. I do find that Ami does a very
with the
good
crabs.
No, don't even go there. Don't take that sentence there. Andre. Look at these women. They don't have enough hair. Moving on. Let's get on to the next match. This was a good match. We'll get away from the crabs.
Oh, come on, Mel. You knew I was going to say something.
You're the one who said it. I'm the one who was referring to the
You knew I was going to say something. Come on. So we move back to the Blue Goddess division and the team of O2 line, Azumi and Miyu. I can't remember the last name right now. I don't have it written down. In the
Amasaki.
Miyu Amasaki. Sorry. Usually I have it above, but I only wrote the team names. Taking on 7-Up's Nanae Takahashi and Yu. Absolutely phenomenal match. Like again, we said this before. We haven't been super impressed with Nanae when she's in return. Again, and she's been fine. Like again, I'm not saying she's bad. Like I just when she had her match with Syuri, I was very underwhelmed by the two of them. So when she entered this tag league and joined up with you, I really was really impressed by both these women and the absolute beasts that they are, and what both these women can do for, especially you, for as big as she is, what she actually can do is kind of incredible. There was a beautiful La Mystica by Azumi to Nanae, and then into an arm lock. Great spot. Where's that one? The move, as I'm gonna call it, you does that one where she sends their opponents to the outside, and then she jumps up and splashes herself onto the mat and then rolls. I'm just calling it the rollout, just because it reminds me of a Pokemon move.
Oh,
the rollout.
that's nicer than what
Pokemon
I've been
move.
calling it. I've been calling it a rolling pin because that's what it looks like.
I just call it the rollout because it just made me think of the rollout in Pokemon. So, but yeah, and she just rolls out onto them on the outside, just like landing right on top, like just kind of just rolls across the ring with them right up the apron, and then just falls on them. It's a move that shouldn't be wildly impressive, but I love it every time I see it, just because it's like, oh, because she literally, like, even from the apron falling onto these girls on the floor, that's still a big girl coming crashing down on you, and it's like, oh Jesus. But yeah, the cannonballs from you in this, absolutely phenomenal. You was I think the big part of her team in this match. Nani was in there for a good bit, but you was in there majority of it. In the end, you hit the second rope splash onto Miyu and got the win. But I think the big reveal coming after this was actually Hikaru Shimizu coming out to challenge Azumi after the match for the next high-speed title championship match, and she did accept. There was a weird spot where the girl says she will make her feel the winds of Mexico, because I guess she was been on excursion in Mexico.
Oh.
And then they do a bit of a dodge, like going for moves and dodging each other's moves, and yeah, I was just. Yeah, because she worked in Mexico for a while. I don't know. But yeah, she's going to be the next challenger. And that was announced for the December 29th Stardom Dream. I can't remember what the hell it's called again. I literally have it written down somewhere.
I don't remember either.
The Stardom Dream Queendom show, the final big show of the year.
Interesting.
Yeah, Stardom Dream Queendom. That's the name of the show. We'll go over it at the end of the show. Don't worry, because we gotta make an announcement about that one too. So, yeah. So that this again, and great match. And then I like seeing that we have her challenger already set up for Queendom. I think it's a great spot to be in. So,
100%.
Oh, sorry. Before we go on, do you have anything, Mel, on this one? I apologize.
I don't have a lot to add. Actually, you did take a lot of the stuff that I do have about this. I am excited about the high speed championship match coming out of this, just because it's been a bit since we've seen a good high speed one-on-one championship match, just because we have been dealing a lot with the tournament. She has done like 4 fatal 4-way challenges and stuff like that, but I'm really hungering for a good one-on-one match for her, and I think this will be the best one to showcase not just Azumi but the other girl as well.
Very much so. Again, I think she's returning at this point, because I have yet to see her on any card, and I'm not. And again, I've only been watching since the summer. But I have yet to see her on a card, so I'm not familiar with this. I think she's only returning from Mexico or wherever she's been now to face her in this match. Yeah. So the next match
is. I recognized either, and I've been watching for almost a year now, so maybe she was on excursion at that point.
Could be. Next match in the of the night, in the Red Goddess division, you have Metal Tier taking, which is Natsupoi and Tam Nakano taking on in their second match of the night, Peach Rock, Mayu Iwatani, and Momo Kohgo. Peach Rock, I think, did the smartest thing they could do and attack right off the hop. Like, as it's really that they need. I think they needed that, in my personal opinion, because they're already weakened, they're already tired. They need to attack off the hop. I've got a couple of weird. There's one paragraph, so I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm thinking of. Nat gets the camel clutch on Momo and then starts biting her arm. She's like gnawing on it. And then the ref admonishes her for it, so she goes back to the camel clutch, and then she starts gnawing on the top of Kohgo's head, like right up here. I'm just like,
Andre, when you're hungry, man.
But I've never been hungry enough to try to eat a person. Like, legitimately. But the way the ref, like, this is the note, the way the ref looked at Natsupoi when he was admonishing her, and the way she looks back at him, she looked at him with like such a face. It was like anger, but like cute anger.
Oh, like Tinkerbell.
Yes, but like an angry Tinkerbell. So like you can't help but go, "Aw, cute," but you go, "Oh, she might kill me." Like that's the way she looked at the referee. Like, I'm going to kill you because you won't let me eat this person. But I'm cute and happy the entire time. That is the look that
of an audio that's popular on the internet right now. That's like, oh, she's so cute. Oh, she's packing heat. That's the exact. That's perfect right there.
No, but that was the exact face that Natsupoi was making. It just took me back. I'm like, oh, that is the weirdest face. She still looked like her little happy self, but angry at the same time. And it was just like, this is weird. This is weird. But I'm just gonna go straight to the end here. Natsupoi goes up, hit the Fario gift splash onto Momo, and gets the win. So Peach Rock coming out of the night 0-2.
Not really surprised about this, unfortunately. We do have the Goddess of Stardom champions taking on the arguably, I think these guys, besides My Fair Lady, the lowest ranked team, are they not?
In the Red Goddess division, they're at 4 points. Same with We Love Tokyo Sports.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately,
Which,
that
actually, We Love Tokyo Sports is only at 2, I think, right now, according to the points. Sorry, they're at 2 right now.
two.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised terribly how this has kind of ended. I do kind of relate to what you were saying with the angry face. This is something that we have seen Natsupoi kind of sort of do sort of slightly in the past, but not so much where she's like gone like nom nom full savage on somebody. Like that's some zombie level Walking Dead stuff
but
that we don't want to ever see out of her.
For me, I just think it was the refs telling her not to, and it was her reaction to the ref telling her not to eat a person. That's what really got me.
What do you mean I can't eat other people? It's like a Venom conversation they're having right there.
Yeah. So anything else in this one?
No, I am good.
All right, we're going to move on to the next match in the Red Goddess division. We have the team of Karate Brave taking on We Love Tokyo Sports. I will admit, these are two of my least favorite tag teams in this tournament. Nothing against any of the performers. They all do tremendously well when they're wrestling and everything they do. For me personally, I am just not a huge fan of either team. I like them all in their individual situations, but overall good match. A lot of Syuri and Inaba getting a lot of their showcasing their kicks. They did that stupid karate chop thing. I'll admit the karate chop thing I hate the karate chop, but when they're doing the downward elbows, that looks actually like it would hurt somebody. The downward elbows into the shoulders. Mm-hmm. And 100%. Then it's just that karate chop at the end is dumb. It's still better than the chaos. It's still better than that. I will say that 100%. It's better than the chaos.
Than the Kumbaya drums from Chaos.
Yeah, simple as that. From Goto and Yoshihashi. It's better than that.
And
but
Okada. Don't forget Okada.
And Okada. But yeah, that's why I'm calling it the chaos thing. But yeah, the end of this match though came with Syuri got a running knee straight to the face of Saki, but Saki actually kicked out. And I've seen Syuri win matches with that knee to the face, and then they end up rolling around, and Saki got a crucifix clutch on Syuri to get the surprise win out of nowhere. That is huge for Saki to pin Syuri, like
world champion.
In my opinion, if Syuri retains her title on December 29th, which I don't think she will, because it's all about Julia. Come on. It's very possible that Saki could get a shot at the title in the new year, being that she holds a pin over the champion. Yes, in a tag match, but it's still only a pin over the champion.
It is. It is still a pin over the champion. And it's like any team that gets a pin over Meltier. Do they technically also have that kind of attachment to the what am I trying to say? The championships. Do they have that claim to be able to go after them. And that also being said, Inaba is also the Just Tap Out champion, women's champion. Anyone who's pinned her, do they have the opportunity to potentially go over to Just Tap Out and have an opportunity to face her there? I'd like to see those opportunities personally.
I very much would too. It would be an interesting thing to see some crossover there. I would really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you got on this one, Mel?
No, except for Fukigen's makeup is just flawlessly smudge proof. I absolutely need to find out what it is that the products that she uses, because god dang,
So
a girl
message,
needs help.
we obviously know Fuki doesn't do Twitter. Come on, she's crazy. She all she yells is "We love," like "I love death" or whatever the hell she yells.
Fukigen death.
So obviously, this crazy lady isn't using Twitter. So message Saki. She can find out, and she can message you back and tell you what it is. Come on, what you gotta do. What you gotta do. Come on.
This is where I don't tell you that I actually follow Fukigen Death on Twitter.
I joke, but it's just like but I just imagine every single one of her tweets is death, Fukigen death. That's why I just imagine all her tweets.
You just gotta figure out what tone she's speaking to you in.
Yeah, I don't need to learn. But from here, we move on to the main events of the evening. It is FWC versus the New Era's. Absolutely phenomenal way to cap this night off. Man, this match was just like both these teams are absolutely phenomenal. I'm such a big fan of both of them. Double code breaker by Hazuki to both of New Era's. Like that was so cool. And sending them both to the outside. And then Hazuki hits a suicide dive onto Mirai while Koguma comes off the top onto to Amy on the floor. I was just like, it's a great sequence there. Absolutely phenomenal. That Mirai's wheelbarrow into that half Nelson slam. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's the way she does it is so smooth. It looks so good. Yeah, I absolutely love it. End of the match though. Mirai has Suzuki in a submission on the outside, and so and Amy hits a brainbuster and goes for the pin on Koguma, but Koguma reverses the pin, and they roll in like reversing the pin. Then Koguma gets the pin after taking a brainbuster. She gets the pin in the roll around and gets the win. So FWC keeping themselves alive in the blue division, or actually like. Technically, no, but
for what it was worth, yeah.
Really keeping themselves strong in this division, at least. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting to see because, like, I look at Hazuki and Koguma, I know exactly what they're capable of, but it's like what they're capable of, and when you look at them and what they're capable of, two very, very different things. To see them hold their own against the powerhouse team of the New Eras is utterly incredible, especially with Sohrei being the Wonder of Stardom champion now. That's like arguably their Intercontinental Championship, which is like their second most important championship in the company, I guess, sort of before the IWGP Women's Championship. I don't know. I don't know what the importance
technically
is
the IWGP title is a New Japan title.
Right,
which will be defended in Stardom, so it is on its own level within it's on its kind of I think it's below World. I think it would be on the level of a Wonder title within Stardom, but it's the main women's title for New Japan. That's how I look at it.
So Ami is the Wonder of Stardom's champion. So to be able to say that you
she's the future. Ami's the future Stardom champion.
Oh, right. Kamitani is the
She's got the small. She has the small white belt, remember? She has a small white belt.
You know what would help Melball a lot in this fracking situation? Change the color of the belts.
Just change the future title to like green. It would simplify everything.
Anything other than as close to white as possible so that I'm not fracking confused. Don't just tell me the faceplate's different. I need a color scheme.
It's literally a
yellow.
Smaller.
Just make it yellow. Anything.
It's a smaller belt. That's all. That's the only difference to the Wonder title.
That matters when it's around Ami Sohrei's waist.
Not at all. No, I agree with you. Not at all. I get it. But after the match, Ruaka came out and challenges Ami to a match at, I think, I think this one. I don't think this one's actually going to be at December 29th,
I think
though.
it's before, isn't
I
it?
think it's earlier because when the card I got from the Stardom website to put it together, that isn't on there as far as maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
We'll have to double check in another video.
I'll tell you if it's on the December 29th card at the end of the show when we go through that card. But yeah. So I'm bringing the bracket up there. This is the point standing as it sits. But what I'm going to do is bring you over to my notes so I can give you a little better information. You can see. So in the Red Goddess division, you have My Fair Lady with no points, We Love Tokyo Sports, Peach Rock with 4, Black Desire, and Karate Bird with 7. And they are below the elimination line, as I'm going to call it, in each division, because they are none of them are mathematically able to even tie the first place. So right now, you have Aphrodite, Mafia Bella, and Maltier all with mathematical chances to win this Red Goddess division. Over in the Blue Goddess division, you have, I'm sorry it's flashing. It's just something to do with it sharing. I don't know why it's doing that. It's sharing the Word document through. You have O2 Line and Waka Wild and Wingori all with 2 points. Then you have the New Eras with 7. And as you can look at this, when you're looking at this, you'll be confused why I have FWC before the elimination line with BMI, even though they're tied for points with BMI 2000. They have losses to both BMI 2000 and 7 Up. So on the final night, whether they win, even if they won, 7 Up and BMI 2000 are facing each other. No matter what, 7 Up will get at least a point, even in a draw, and they would lose a tiebreaker to either team if that happens. So FWC is technically mathematically eliminated by tiebreakers. So they are below the elimination. And so the final 3 teams going into the final night are My Hemi, 7 Up, and BMI 2000, all with chances. And 7 Up and BMI 2000 are facing off with each other. So they hold each other's fate in their hands. So